From Disney disasters to being chased down by tigers, here's 13 vacations gone wrong. Number 13. Granny Crocodile Hunter. Crocodiles are terrifying beasts that have been around for millennia. So imagine just how terrifying it would be to have one join you on your camping vacation. This very thing happened to Alicia Surahan and her friends as they were on a camping holiday at Australia's Bathurst Bay. Being about 200 miles, 321.8 kilometers, out from the nearest city, Cairns, the group was far away from any call for help. Knowing the danger of the animals in the area, the group set up their tents about 50 yards, 45.72 meters, away from the water shoreline. But one night at around 4 a.m., a 14-foot, 4.2-meter long crocodile managed to climb into the tent of Andrew Kerr, his wife, and their 3-year-old son. After hearing her friends screaming over the animal's intrusion, Surahan came to the rescue, torch in hand, like a true survivalist. The 60-year-old woman jumped onto the mighty croc's back, like some sort of Georgina of the jungle, and gouging its eyes with her fingers until it let Andrew go. She did get bit during the fight, but luckily she survived after the other campers sent out an SOS, and Surahan was hailed as a true Australian outback hero. Number 12. More than a massage. Massages are supposed to be peaceful and relaxing, putting you at ease. But this was not the case for one young man. A young couple's vacation trip to a luxury Mexican resort went terribly wrong when the 29-year-old man, Corey Sorum, was sexually assaulted during a massage at the Valentin Imperial Riviera Maya Resort. The couple was celebrating their 10-year anniversary, and this was the last thing they expected when booking their trip. Corey recounts his experience filing a report of the incident in the local police station at Playa del Carmen. He said the woman he was telling his assault story to asked him if he had enjoyed the sex. Extremely insensitive, we know. She was supposed to be a psychologist. That's what they told him, at least. Months later, after Corey and his wife had returned home, there was still no news of justice being served, which seems to be a common occurrence for tourists in many similar incidents on vacation in Mexico. Number 11. Dark side of Disney. Disney World is supposed to be a magical place that fulfills childhood dreams. So nothing could ever go wrong here, right? Well, not right, as arguably one of the all-time most popular Disney attractions, or at least one of the longest running since 1971, Jungle Cruise has entertained vacation goers for decades. It even got its own movie this year, so imagine how surprising it would be to board one of the ride's boats, only to have it sink in the middle of the ride. Thankfully, everyone who was on board was rescued within 20 minutes of the sinking, safe and uninjured, although the guests were submerged waist-deep in water. But that didn't stop images of the sinking vessel being shared all over Twitter. Some of the website even claimed the accident was a publicity stunt for the upcoming Jungle Cruise movie. Whether it was all an attention grab or equipment malfunction, Disney made sure to help the ride-goers who were on the boat enjoy the rest of their day at the park, so no vacations were totally ruined. I guess the magic must not have been there that day. Number 10. Whale watching. Whale watching is a popular vacation activity to do anywhere the massive aquatic beasts live. But a simple excursion into the water went wrong during 2015 off the coast of British Columbia. Passengers and tourists aboard the Leviathan II ship were thrown into the freezing water after the ship was capsized due to a massive breaking wave. A few of the crew members still on board found a rocket flare and fired it to signal a boat nearby. Sadly, 5 of the passengers on board died in the incident. It was reported that many of the crew and passengers were not wearing life jackets when the ship capsized. This could have easily prevented the deaths. A year after the accident, 2 German tourists who were on vacation when the tragedy took place filed a lawsuit against the whale watching company for their traumatic experience. Passengers were in the icy waters for 45 minutes before search and rescue were able to get to them, resulting in many of them getting hypothermia and seasickness. Have you ever been whale watching while on vacation? How did it go? What would you do if your experience was like this one? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Number 9. Ziplining to tragedy. So far, this list has made it clear that sometimes when you least expect it, things can go terribly wrong. On his honeymoon vacation in Honduras, one man found this out the hard way. The island of Roatan is a popular tourist spot that has many different activities, including one of the most popular, ziplining. While the newly married couple visited, like many others, They wanted to witness the full ziplining experience themselves. But tragedy struck when the man was killed instantly on the line above the trees after colliding with his wife. His wife was seriously injured herself and had to be urgently flown to Fort Lauderdale to receive treatment for her injuries. It's the last thing you would expect to happen on a honeymoon, but this poor couple had to experience it firsthand. The zipline company apparently received no fault or repercussions. Next time you want to jump off a tree and ride a wire hundreds of feet above the ground, just remember, it could be the last time you ever jump at all. Do you think you could ride a zipline after hearing this story? Number 8. The danger of magic. Las Vegas is known for being the gambling and party capital of the world, with casinos everywhere, bright signs and lights, tourists lining the streets, and most importantly, for this entry, magic shows. A British tourist on vacation in the city of Sin got up close and personal with the magic at one of David Copperfield's shows. He volunteered to be part of one of Copperfield's signature show tricks, and involved making an audience member get on stage, disappear, then magically reappear at the back of the auditorium. But despite doing the trick without fault hundreds of times before, something went wrong. The British man somehow fell while being ushered to his position to reveal the trick. After reportedly paying close to 400,000 American dollars to cover his medical expenses, the man decided to sue David Copperfield and the casino resort where the incident took place, the MGM Grand. It's a really tricky situation since the lawsuit is still ongoing. Be careful next time you volunteer at a magic show. You never know what kind of magic is about to happen. Number 7. Costa Concordia. Yet another vacation shipwreck on our list takes us off the coast of Tuscany, Italy, in the Mediterranean Sea. The Costa Concordia, an Italian cruise ship, got a little too close and personal with the water. After hitting hidden underwater rocks, the ship was capsized and sunk into the sea. Vacation turned to tragedy, as 27 passengers died, along with 5 crew members and 1 in the salvage team. 300 people were left stranded on board as the vessel slowly sank into the Mediterranean. They had to be rescued by helicopters and motorboats. The ship's captain did the unthinkable for mariners. He abandoned ship. He was charged with manslaughter for leaving the ship early when passengers were still on board and sentenced to 16 years in prison. The Costa Concordia sat in the water for 2 years, serving as a reminder of the ruined vacation of hundreds, until it was refloated and scrapped for parts in 2017. Number 6. Tiger chase. People love tigers. They look so cute and cuddly with their sweet faces with orange and black stripes. But we often forget how vicious and terrifying they can be. In Chhattisgarh, India, a group of tourists were on vacation, taking a jungle safari, when they decided it would be a good idea to get closer to one of the big cats. Their tour bus passed by 2 massive tigers fighting each other, when suddenly, one of them ripped away and made a beeline for the bus. It tried to grab at one of the window curtains. It managed to hold onto the curtain until the bus took off, resulting in a tiger chase. The passengers were obviously terrified by the whole ordeal. A video of the accident was taken by one of the tour guides and was posted all over Twitter. Many were shocked to see the tiger acting so violently, since the animals in the jungle park are supposed to be more docile and used to humans. The driver and guide were fired soon after the incident for not taking things seriously and putting their vacation guests at risk. Number 5. Tourist bus road rage. If you ever visited Paris, then you know how bad traffic can get over there. While the city is beautiful and it's nice to take in the sights, if you live there, you see it every day. And just like the people that live in other busy cities, you can get a little cranky behind the wheel. This very thing happened with a coach driver and a bus full of tourists visiting the city. The tourist bus driver apparently experienced a bad case of road rage by the Seine River and across from the famous Louvre Museum. Witnesses say the tour bus hit a car from behind, resulting in the 2 drivers getting in a heated dispute. There was supposedly very light damage on the car, but the driver still got out to confront the one who hit him. Passengers looking on in horror as the men threw punches through the bus window until it somehow escalated even more. The bus driver turned the engine back on and intentionally pinned the car driver up against another vehicle with the bus, killing the man instantly. Imagine being on a sightseeing trip in Paris, and the only sight you see is your bus driver committing murder. That's one surefire way to ruin a vacation. Number 4. London Eye. Back in 2017, tourists were in for a shock when their London vacation took a turn for the worse. They were riding the London Eye, a popular Ferris wheel attraction that overlooks the skyline and major sights of the city. Suddenly, while riding, the Eye came to a stop, leaving passengers wondering what the heck was going on. All they could see from the top of the ride were police and ambulance vehicles on the streets below, outside of the Big Ben clock. Ride attendants voiced into the ride's cars and told tourists there was some kind of incident taking place on the ground. While they were stranded hundreds of feet above the City of London, a terrorist attack was taking place on the ground near the UK Parliament. Concerned for the rider's safety, the eye was stopped. Witnesses in the cars report seeing people being rescued from the river below, as well as multiple individuals lying on the ground. One woman from the US even claimed she saw people being carried into emergency vehicles on stretchers. Truly terrifying if you have no idea what's going on below you. We're sure these tourists will think again next time on vacation before hopping onto another Ferris wheel. Number 3. Left behind. Cruises are getaways on the sea, and many times they take you to other luxury spots. But, more often than you think, some vacationers are left behind by their boats. When making a stop, passengers are made absolutely clear when the ship will next be setting off, to avoid any stragglers. But 2 people on the Royal Caribbean ship must not have gotten the memo, or heard the ship's foghorns signaling its soon departure. When passengers miss the ship, they are solely responsible for paying additional fees to get themselves home. As the ship left the harbor of St. Martin, people on land recorded a crew member waving a giant, oversized foam hand at the 2 late passengers as those on board laughed. The video went viral on Twitter as people made fun of the 2 who had more than enough time to get back on their ship. Their vacation might have been ruined, but at least the crew member said bye since it was written on the massive hand. Number 2. NARA Park. We've talked about tourist tiger attacks, but what about deer attacks? The NARA Park in western Japan is one of the country's biggest tourist attractions, but most people don't know how dangerous the park can actually be. They just expect to go and see cute little deer wandering around. Well, you might be surprised that almost 160 tourists on vacation were attacked while feeding the animals back in 2019. Akimasa Yoshimura, the head of a civil group that gives tourists information on the deer while they visit, said, "At first sight, it seems that the deer are calm, but because they are wild, they can attack people." Visitors are giving special crackers upon entering the park to feed the deer with. They are urged by park attendants to be careful while feeding and to not tease the animals with the food. Signs all over the park have warnings about this. Yet some people still manage to screw things up. If you take a vacation to Japan and plan on visiting the NARA Nature Park, just be careful when feeding the animals. And number 1. Chichen Itza Cenote. Cenotes in Mexico are popular swimming holes visited by locals and tourists alike. They are surrounded in ancient Mayan history and culture, as many of them used to be sacrifice spots to bid offerings for the Maya gods. But now, most of them are just used as fun spots to swim, and despite their dark history. A group of young teenagers on vacation near Quintana Roo decided it'd be a fun idea to go to the Cenote Azul. Little did they know, one of them would never return. A 16-year-old in the group sadly drowned in the water. When the friends of the victim frantically warned one of the guards, he told him that he'd take care of it. Divers later found the poor boy's body, as the family of the child were furious with local officers for not having proper security measures at the cenote. This death, along with many that still happen at similar cenotes around the country, are shrouded in mystery. Some even claim that the spots are cursed by ancient Mayan gods. Thanks for watching. After hearing these stories, would you still consider visiting some of these spots? Where do you want to go on vacation? Let us know in the comments. And be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. See you on the next one.